You know when you want to look like Ragnar from the Vikings, but you end up looking like Kim Jong-un? Yeah. Welcome back everyone, my name's LastKnownMeal, so we finally have it! Call of Duty 2017 is going back to World War II, and there is no happier person than me right now because I'm so glad that Call of Duty is going back to World War II. Because it's boots on the ground, it's us against the Nazis, and it's going to be one hell of a game. I just hope. Please, Activision, don't fuck this up, because I really want to enjoy this. Now, to make a special episode on this channel, I'm going to give you 8 games, 8 World War II games you should play before Call of Duty 2017 or Call of Duty World War II comes out, so stay tuned. The first game on my list is probably the best story and character driven World War II FPS game out there, and you probably guessed it, it's Brothers in Arms. Brothers in Arms is one of those games where you really bond with the characters, and I don't believe I had an FPS game, like a World War II FPS game, where I bonded with the characters more than in Brothers in Arms. Because it's not a standard run and gun game, no, you do have to be tactical about it, you do have your squad mates, you have to suppress the enemy, you have to go around the enemy and shoot them from behind and just go through certain levels. Now there's 3 games in total you should play when it comes to Brothers in Arms, first one being Road to Hill 30, Earned in Blood, and Hell's Highway being the newest one. Now it follows the story from the D-Day and all the way to Operation Market Garden, and I believe Hell's Highway ends up there, so we still have to get a new one, which hopefully we're going to get. So I definitely recommend that you go and play these games because they're character and story driven, amazing FPS games that you're going to just enjoy throughout every single game. Every single one of them, amazing. Now also when it comes to Brothers in Arms, if you watch the Band of Brothers TV show, then it's basically like that. It's basically like that, and you're going to enjoy it, trust me. Now next game is obviously going to be Call of Duty 2. I finished the main campaign of Call of Duty 2 like 8 times already, and every single time it was a spectacle. Hill 400, D-Day. So many amazing, memorable moments. You have the Russian, UK, and US campaign. And it's so good. You probably played it, but if you haven't, go and play it so you can prepare for that amazingness when it comes to World War II FPS games. And yes, if you want that spectacle, if you want a bunch of soldiers running towards an objective, artillery going around you, you have MGs shooting at you, then definitely Call of Duty 2. Also Call of Duty 5, it's still a great game. So many memorable moments, but I would start with Call of Duty 2, but I'm certain that every single one of you watching this video probably played it, so if you haven't, then just go and play it. Simple as that. Now third game, which is also a franchise that kinda started it all, it's Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor, I believe that first Medal of Honor game came out in 1999, but the one I would recommend is Medal of Honor Allied Assault, because in that game you have the best D-Day mission ever created in a video game history. If you watch Saving Private Ryan, it's basically that. In Medal of Honor Allied Assault, there is no more realistically made, well, we still have to see if Call of Duty is going to be in Normandy, but up in that point, I believe it came out in 2001, 2002, I'm not sure. That game, and even to this day, has the best D-Day ever created. Just artillery going off around you, soldiers dying, soldiers screaming. It's amazing. Go play it. And not just the D-Day campaign. The entire Medal of Honor Allied Assault has an amazing soundtrack, amazing missions. It is old, but trust me, it's going to be worth your time. Now the next game I definitely recommend is not an FPS, but it's a third-person World War II game, and it's a Sniper Elite V2. Sniper Elite V2 is a tactical, sniper-driven video game set, of course, during World War II, and it's amazing. it has that X-ray vision, so when you hit someone, you can hit them in the nuts, you can hit them in the head, and you're going to see how their brain basically just explodes. And it's a great game. We do have a new Sniper Elite video game that came out, I think a month ago. But still, Sniper Elite V2 is the first I would start with and then move on to different games. But you can kill Hitler, goddammit! But yeah, the campaign is good, the gameplay is amazing, gameplay elements and gameplay mechanics are amazingly done, just sniping out enemies and trying to stay stealthy and not be seen by the enemy, and having that tactical aspect to the game is great. So I definitely recommend that you go and download Sniper Elite V2. I believe it was actually given for free, so I don't know, but if you have it in your library, if you haven't played it already, go and play it. Now, since I'm a huge fan of real-time strategy games, there's also a bunch of real-time strategy games set during World War II, which I would recommend. But the one game that stands out, one game that I have like 500 hours in, is Company of Heroes 1. Company of Heroes 1 is the best World War II RTS experience. End of story. Now, yes, of course, there's a lot more RTS games set in World War II I would recommend. I believe there was Blitzkrieg. That's also a good RTS game. Is it an RTS? I forgot, like, it was such a long time since I played it. But Company of Heroes 1 is that spectacle you want, where you control a platoon, the campaign changes, the scenario changes, the environment can change, and you have to go and command all these troops to win over the war, and it's amazing. It really gives you that RTS feeling you want to see in it, and if you're a huge fan of World War II games, you're going to love this. And it's not expensive anymore, it's quite an old game, but yeah, as I said, there's a bunch of RTS games that are good, but start with Company of Heroes 1. Just go and play it. Now, I also have one classic game that I think older generations played. I don't know when it comes to younger gamers out there, but it's Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Return to Castle Wolfenstein is a must-play video game. It's a creme de la creme classic. Now, it's not a realistic, like as in you have powered enemies with powers and stuff in it, but still, if you want something extra, which is not, as I say, the classic, you know, World War II FPS game, but it really gives you a new aspect to it with some... Is it sci-fi? I mean, it does have sci-fi elements to it, but it's not that what actually happened kind of a thing. But yeah, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, definitely a must-play game. It's cheap on Steam. I know it's old. I know that newer generations have trouble when it doesn't have AAA graphics, but it's the gameplay element. It's that gameplay element that is just standing out. It's why people, for example, love Half-Life. It's an old game, but it's a good game. That's the thing, and Return to Castle Wolfenstein is definitely one of those classics every gamer should play. Now we're going to talk about multiplayer World War II games, and I know that Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 5 have servers and you can play multiplayer there, which I would recommend. It's good, but we also have some new games that are multiplayer and they're good and they have decently full servers. So the first one is a relatively new game called Day of Infamy. Day of Infamy is created by the people that brought you Insurgency. Am I right? Yeah, Insurgency. And Insurgency was a tactical game, tactical multiplayer game. Yet in Day of Infamy, it doesn't have that tactical aspect to it, but you definitely need to work with your teammates to finish a certain objective or to just kill a bunch of enemies. And it's a good game. The gunplay is amazing. It feels realistic. Every single time you shoot a weapon, the recoil and everything is done just about right, and I think it's 20 euros, 20 bucks on Steam, so it's a relatively cheap game. It's a new game that I would recommend playing. And of course, the last FPS multiplayer World War II game I would recommend is Red Orchestra 2. Tactical, realistic, multiplayer game that is just a classic now. It's a classic, and I played it not a lot, not as much as I wanted to, because I just suck at these games. I'm just so bad when it comes to multiplayer, but it's definitely a must-buy game. If I would say like Day of Infamy or Red Orchestra, I would probably choose Red Orchestra 2, but still, Day of Infamy is not a bad game. It's a good game. So just go and play it. Both of them, they're great. Now, I gave you a bunch of games / franchises you can go and play until Call of Duty World War II doesn't come out. I know that I missed a lot of games, but we don't have that much time, because if I talked about every single World War II game that is out there, this video would be 16 hours, and I believe you can just, you can go and Google that, but still, you know, if I miss something, which I know I missed, but I just don't have time to talk about all of them, but I am also going to leave a list of some other games I recommend playing down below in the description, so go and check out that. And don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Also, if you have any friends that are, you know, just hyped for Call of Duty 2017, I call it Call of Duty 2017 even though it's Call of Duty World War II, then go and share this video to them. And if I, as I said, missed anything, just tell me down below, which I know. But I definitely want to do more of these World War II games. I played some Call of Duty 2 on my channel, so go and watch that. And that's it, LastKnownMeal signing out. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Stay classy everyone, and bye bye.